Is being energetically sensitive really okay? Welcome to today's episode. I'm Dr. Maria Furlano, and welcome to the Art of Tuning In podcast. Of course, it's okay to be energetically sensitive, but I want to share with you today about some of the drawbacks and what you can do to really support and protect your energy. One of the things that happens when we're energetically sensitive is, first of all, people don't understand what that means. So, if you're energetically sensitive, you most likely do understand, but I want to make sure that I have a real reference point for you in this episode. When I talk about energy, I'm always talking about frequencies and I'm always talking about how something is vibrating. And when we talk about being energetically sensitive, I'm talking about feeling, sensing, knowing the energy of another person, of a situation, of an event, of things that you intuitively know energy, that you can sense how someone is feeling. Some people can sense what somebody's thinking, that you can read energy, that you can see or sense or feel inside of people or animals or places, all kinds of sensitivity when it comes to energy. And some people don't even realize that they're using this intuitive sensitivity, that it's just natural for them. It's so natural for them that they don't think it's a big deal. And other people do understand that they are using a heightened sense of intuition. And some people can get very drained by that. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about why that happens and what you can do, because most of the work that I do is with holistic practitioners and highly sensitive, energetic people and people who are conscious leaders, meaning that they may be working in companies, but they are aware of energy, that they understand intuition, that they understand consciousness, that they understand interactions with others that need to be at a very high level. And holistic practitioners, all people who work with others in a space of holding space for healing or for growth or for consciousness. And then I also work with people who are very highly energetically aware and in tune and don't quite know what to do with that. So, this is for all of you who really know that you are energetically in tune, but you may be getting drained by it. Is it okay to be that energetically in tuned? Is it really okay? Is it really healthy? Is it really safe? Is it really true? And what we can do about it. And so, first of all, like I said, yes, it is perfect to be energetically in tune. Now, of course, I'm biased on that because I'm a highly energetically sensitive person, and I have learned in my life how to utilize that energy and how to utilize that energy and not be drained by it. And that's very important because many people who come to take my classes or to work with me privately, they're coming because there is some sort of sense in their life that is draining. Maybe it's their energy or their health or their emotional state, or they're just not interacting the way they want to, but there's a sense of overwhelm that is happening in some way. So, a lot of times when people are very compassionate, and when you are energetically in tune, you are a very compassionate person. You hold the frequency, the ability to be able to hold space. And what I mean by that is that you're able to use your energy in a way that makes other people feel safe. That you're able to hold the space most of the time for other people to be able to release what they need to on to the conversation. But really, you are picking up a lot of that energy if you don't have the boundaries and the understanding of how to not take all of that in. So when people say, is it really okay to be energetically sensitive? A lot of times they're asking that because they're tired and they're worn out and they just don't want to be anymore and they don't know what else to do with it. But everyone is energetically sensitive. It's just that different people are more in tune with their energetic sensitivity than others. Now, some people are just more compassionate than others. That I have found to be true. But everyone can tune into energy. It's whether or not they really choose to. So, if you're someone who easily tunes into energy, but you especially get tired from interactions, or you feel like maybe you don't have quite the right kind of boundaries, then I'm hoping that this information will really help you. I've mentioned before, and this is so simple, but I need to mention it again because it's so simple, but it is literally one of the things that I do every single day. And that is to be able to ground myself and hold space so that when I'm in an interaction, I'm able to just be as energetically neutral as I can. Now, that does take practice. It takes practice to learn how to align your energy. But just by thinking that, but just by hearing, can I stand or sit or be energetically neutral, meaning that I'm not leaning too far forward? I've done an episode on that before, that how you hold your body, the alignment of your body is crucial in how you interact with other people. If you're someone who leans in a lot, you know that your physical body is moving forward, your neck is moving forward, you're actually much more easily taking on energy because you're not in alignment and able to hold the space for yourself. So posture, how you're breathing, how you're moving, how you're thinking, what your awareness is, that is energetic embodiment. And that is so crucial and how you take on or not take on someone else's energy or an energy of an event. And then being able to separate from that. And this is the simple thing that I'm talking about, where I say, what is mine, and what is yours. And I let it go. And I send back the energy that is not mine in a very loving way. And I allow myself to separate from that person or the place or the event that I have just interacted with, especially if it was an intense emotional interaction. This is something that I'll do after every single client. This is something I'll do after every class I teach. This is a very important skill to be able to know you don't have to take care of everybody's energy, meaning you don't have to take it on. So think about that for a minute. I said you don't have to take care of everyone's energy. When you're holding people's energy, can you picture that it's like, oh, I'm carrying this around. I'm carrying this energy for this person. I'm taking care of this. You wouldn't really do that. It would be like holding a bunch of bags or luggage, you carry around with you. You wouldn't do that if it was a physical thing that you could see. But emotionally, mentally, you can feel it. You can feel the weight of that energy. You may be so used to feeling it that you're kind of blocking it out. But once you become aware of it and you learn how to clear it and you let it go and you set up some beautiful energetic boundaries for yourself, and just understanding that you don't have to take care of everybody else's energy. Oftentimes, what people will experience, what they're seeing literally will change. The light in front of their eyes becomes brighter. Things become clearer. They have more energy. They feel lighter. They're not taking on, right? They just feel like they're moving through life differently. And this is why we clear energy, why it's so important to clear not only your own physical energy, but to clear the energy of your space. And this brings me to when we understand that even though our world has changed, right? Like we used to do a lot of in-person meetings. And, I'll work with people in person, I'll work with people online, I'll teach classes online, right? You may work with people online or have a lot of meetings online or talk with friends who live at a distance from you. And so we're doing a lot of online things. And people don't realize that you are exchanging energy in the same way through this camera, through this computer, through your phone, through the television in the same way that if you were in person. And sometimes it's even bigger. And the reason why it's bigger is because when we're dealing with internet, when we're dealing with the computer, the phone, there is electromagnetic energy that is interfering with your energy. And that has a whole other draining quality to it. So when we're online, when we're on the phone, it's very important to also understand that you need energetic boundaries and that you need to hold your space, that you need to be in an aligned posture. You need to be in your breath. You need to be aware. And when you're done, you need to clear and separate that energy. Whenever I'm working with a client, whether it's online, whether it's in person, I always do the same kind of separation. What's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, let it go. And then I do my clearing practices. Having habits like this are incredibly important because what it does is it keeps your energy aligned and nourished throughout your day. So I always tell people it's better to do all of the letting go, boundaries, clearing practices a little bit all throughout your day than it is to wait till the end of the day because you want to be fresh for the next activity that you do. So, for example, if you're a healing practitioner, if you're a holistic practitioner and you work with people in some way, and you're especially working with people in holding space for them to heal, which means that they are releasing a lot of energy physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually in your presence. Right? This is what you're holding space for this transformational experience. As you're holding space, many people who are highly energetically sensitive, they hold a tremendous amount of high ability for compassion. And so even though they have their tools where they know how to lead a session, for example, their heart is open. They're very compassionate, which you want to keep. You want that compassion. It's very important. But with that compassion must also come boundaries. That as you feel things, as there's an exchange of energy, that you really understand what is yours and what is theirs. It's incredibly important. And again, it sounds simple, but many people don't go through the process to take the time to understand that they may be carrying and taking on things that aren't theirs and what might be being triggered in themselves that they also need to then release. So we want to hold the state of compassion, but we also want to understand that it's going to make you extra sensitive to holding energy. So if you're in a session with someone and then you don't take the time to recenter yourself, what's mine is mine, what's theirs is theirs, a release, letting go. And you don't take that time to align your energy before you move into your next meeting or before you go and maybe meet a friend or be with your family, whatever it is, your next event. You're carrying all of that energy that you just exchanged in your session into the next thing you do. This is so important to understand. And this is why people tend to begin to really dislike their energetic sensitivity. They begin to say, is it really important for me to be energetically sensitive? I don't want to be energetically sensitive. I'm tired all the time. I just kind of feel in this funk. That's because you're carrying things and you're not letting them go. And it's not like let it go emotionally. It's that you're not clearing the space. You're not clearing your energy. The same thing is with your space, whether you're working online, your room that you're working in needs to be cleared the same way that you would if there were living people coming in and out physically of the space. It's very important to keep your areas clean. It's very important to understand that energy is real, that even though maybe perhaps you can't see energy. I know some of you absolutely can visually see energy, but maybe you can't see energy. You definitely feel energy, you sense energy, you know energy, but sometimes it's easy to just kind of say, oh, I'll just let that go. I'm ignoring that. But your body your spirit will not ignore it for long. It will always be there. It's in your energy field, whatever it is that you collect. So over time, it begins to really, really build up. And this is why people begin to feel extremely depleted. It doesn't happen in one day, it doesn't happen in a week. It happens over time when you are consistently giving and not clearing and replenishing. It's just that simple. And in the last episode, I was sharing about how people who tend to be able to hold space for others are often the ones that people always go to in their personal life and their professional life, that they are expected to show up. And when someone begins to take care of their energy, when they really understand, I am highly energetically sensitive, I do tune in to frequencies. This is not something that, I necessarily turn on and turn off. This is how I move through the world. I am an antenna, and we all are antennas. And this is the main thing. You are an antenna that is constantly picking up vibration. And yes, you can learn to bring your energy in. You can learn to be still. You can learn to be quiet. You can learn to nourish yourself. That will bring so much energy back to you that you'll be able to move on and do wonderful, wonderful things. But we are constantly picking up energy because we are antennas, and everyone is. It's just that more people are more in tune with the energy that they are picking up. They understand that they're picking up energy. And when you have this beautiful antenna of energy, it requires you to be able to step back in life. And this is what I was sharing in the last episode. And just a reminder here that when you start to say no, when you start to say, I need to take care of my energy and I need to not go do that event, or I can't show up for you, or, I need to pay attention to myself. My health, my well being is really important. I can't always be that person. When you start to do that, that can feel really uncomfortable, as I mentioned before. It takes an adjustment time for other people to get used to that new you as well. But what you'll notice when you can get past the point where you stop feeling guilty for not showing up and you stop feeling bad for not being that person, and you recognize that you are creating new energetic boundaries for yourself and you are learning new tools for yourself to clear and replenish your energy so that you can show up more fully in your life. The energy, when you realize that, the energy in your body begins to expand in ways that you probably did not think were possible. You have more compassion, you have more focus, you have a greater ability to show up and be present in the moment. You have more energy. You have more love to give because you've given yourself love. And now that's radiating out of you. So you have more love to give to the world. And I know that I say this all the time, but if everyone, I believe this so strongly, if everyone could just learn the tools to align their energy, to clear their energy, and to nourish their energy and understand that they are energy, what they radiate out into the world would be such a different frequency that the world would change in an instant. Because whatever is going on inside of us, emotionally, physically, mentally, we are radiating out into our energy field. And as we are radiating that energy out, that's how we move through life. So everybody that interacts with us, they're interacting with that energy. So if we are an energy that is cluttered full of emotional stuff from ourself and from other people's stuff, then that's what people are interacting with. If we're an energy that is clear, that takes care of ourselves, that honors ourselves, that nourishes ourselves, where our own energy can vibrate in a really healthy way, that is what other people are interacting with. So this is why I say, if we would take care of our energy, if we could learn these tools, if we could understand that it's possible, which it is, come join me in the studio. Come join me, please. It's wonderful. When it's possible to do that, then you're moving through life and everybody is moving through life with you in a different way. It just takes some awareness. So energetic sensitivity, I believe, is the most important thing and powerful thing in the world. And it's absolutely what is needed. Compassion goes along with that energetic sensitivity. And we absolutely need to be compassionate people now more than ever, but we've always needed it. Please don't shut down your compassion. Please don't shut down your energy. Don't numb out. Find ways to support yourself. There's lots of ways out there. There's lots of teachers. There's lots of practices. There's lots of things to explore to move your energy into alignment to really support you. Remember, you are a radiating, emanating being of light. That light is meant to shine really brightly. It's meant to be clear. And it's meant to be able to adjust its frequency and move the way that it needs to move through life to support you. There's nothing that's ever going to stay still. We're always going to need to adjust and change and flow with life. There's going to be great things that happen. There's going to be yucky things that happen. And the more healthy our energetic state is, the more we're able to deal with the really great things and the really yucky things with ease and with clarity. And clarity is the big deal, because if you have things that come into your life that are really difficult, where you're struggling, the more clarity that you have, the faster and easier you will find the resolves and get the support you need for those situations. And the wonderful things that come into your life, when you have the clarity and the ease, those things will just get brighter and brighter and brighter. So knowing your energy is really important. Celebrating the fact that you are energetically sensitive, that you have compassion, that you have intuition, that you have knowing, celebrate it. It's so important. And if other people don't understand you, that's okay. There are plenty of people out here who do understand you. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next episode.